First tonight, an ambitious plan to deal with arguably the biggest issue facing Portland right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko. City Council tonight approved 5 resolutions aimed at tackling the homeless crisis. So let's run you through them. Number 1 would set up designated mass campsites for up to 250 people. A second would ban unsanctioned camping. Number 3 focuses on building more affordable housing. The 4th, prioritizing mental health and substance abuse treatment. And number 5, helping those convicted of low-level crimes get into diversion programs. Our Catherine Cook was there for the vote and learned more about some last-minute changes.
I vote aye. The resolution is adopted. I want to thank my colleagues. This was not an easy lift.
It was about as heavy a lift as City Council has taken up in recent years, and it was fast-tracked. On Thursday, council members approved all 5 resolutions addressing Portland's homeless crisis. Resolutions penned by Mayor Ted Wheeler and shared with the public less than 2 weeks ago.
And the reason I thought they were all going to pass was because everybody in this city clearly sees that the status quo isn't working.
Last week, after hearing 7 hours of public testimony on the plan, council members proposed some amendments. Here are some that stuck. Commissioner Carmen Rubio proposed that instead of 3 massive camps of up to 500 people, the city should support 6 camps of up to 250 people each. Commissioner Joanne Hardesty proposed amendments ensuring care for people with disabilities and that the city would establish the camps all across Portland.
My intent is to make sure that we don't put all these camps in poor people neighborhoods. To be quite blunt, want to make sure that these camps are shared by all Portlanders.
While those amendments stuck, ultimately Hardesty was the only one to vote no on the resolution to create the temporary mass encampments. Most who shared testimony on Thursday opposed it as well.
As a community health outreach worker, I fear the mass camping sites will promote a spread of infectious diseases like hepatitis C, which Oregon already has some of the highest rates of in the country.
I am confident that we are capable of setting up encampments that will have access to resources. And by the way, I would just compare that to the status quo, where there's a lot of people living in very clearly dangerous and squalid conditions.
So what now? The mayor says they're entering the implementation phase of this plan, but we still have a lot of big unanswered questions, like what's the timeline for relocating campers and how much will all of this cost? Mayor Wheeler told me he'd be releasing a number very soon, along with a plan for funding. David, back to you.
Thanks, Catherine. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino now, because the other big story tonight, that atmospheric river that is headed our way.
It looked really scary in the pictures we saw. Matt, we're just a few hours away from some heavy rain, strong winds. Break it down for us.
I think it's going to be light rain in the morning hours, but it's really going to ramp up as the day progresses tomorrow. Let me show you the winds. First of all, they're already picking up out of the south, 16, 18 miles an hour across the metro area. A little bit stronger at the coast, too. We're getting gusts of 22 in Salem, 21 at Astoria, but those winds are really going to pick up during the day tomorrow, too. There is a warm front moving into western Washington right now, already getting some moderate rainfall on the coast of Washington. In Oregon, it's generally been light rain, and for the last hour or so has not been raining in Portland. So this is just the very, very beginning of it. It's during the day tomorrow when the rain will really ramp up. Now look at this, starting at 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., we go 0.2 of an inch, another 0.2 of an inch, 1/10 of an inch. So it just clicks up really quickly during the day tomorrow. Those are heavy rainfall rates. It'll back off at times, but for the most part, the rain will be increasing through the afternoon and into the evening hours. Then there's the wind. We have a wind advisory beginning at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Again, it's getting breezy out there right now, but potentially damaging winds after about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it may be strong enough to bring down some tree limbs and some power lines. So power outage is a good possibility tomorrow, especially considering all the leaves that are still on the trees. It just gives the wind more surface area to push on. We also have wind watches in eastern Oregon, winter weather advisories for heavy snow over in the mountains of northeast Oregon, and up around Seattle, they've got flood watches. So heavy rain for the valleys, 1 to 2 inches. That's just for tomorrow. There's going to be more rain over the weekend, too. Flooding, yes. Low spots, intersections. It will slow down traffic tomorrow, so be ready for that. And again, the possibility of power outages, mudslides, and debris flows, all with that. So here's the day planner. One other way to look at it. I think it's light rain in the morning, becoming moderate by noon, and then heavy rain in the afternoon as the winds pick up. It will be warm, at least for one day. This is going to hammer our snowpack a bit, but there's good news in terms of mountain snowfall coming through the weekend. More on that later, guys.
Wow, all the colors on that warning and watch map there. Thank you, Matt.
You bet.
Folks in West Lynn already prepping for that storm at Willamette Park Playground. The city was handing out free sandbags. Since it's still very much fall, as Matt mentioned, officials also want to remind people to clear leaves out of their gutters, to check to make sure storm drains and catch basins are clear before the heaviest rain starts to fall.
Now let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. A Molalla man was sentenced today to just over 7 years in jail. He's accused of shooting at first responders when they came to his house for a medical call. Police say when they got there, Mills put on body armor and started shooting out his window. No officers were hurt, but one bullet did hit a nearby construction worker. Other bullets damaged police vehicles, the house across the street, and a business.
An update on tolling along I-5 and I-205. The Clark County Council is now weighing in, adopting a resolution that opposes the idea. You might remember ODOT's looking at tolling stretches of both freeways in the Portland area. Now, Council acknowledged that tolls could be necessary for big projects like the Interstate Bridge, but that those tolls should expire and cover initial construction costs only. The council also says it's worried about impacts on Clark County residents who commute to Oregon.
And PBOT has added new safety features to a busy and sometimes dangerous stretch of road in southeast Portland. There are now reflective pavement markings along Southeast Foster. The goal is to help drivers see better in dark and wet conditions. Data from 2016 to 2020 showed there were 31 lane departure crashes in this section, partially blamed on low light or weather conditions. 3 people died and 5 were seriously hurt.
Well, just 5 days to go until Election Day, with key races from governor to a newly carved out congressional seat looking really unusually competitive.
Candidates for Oregon's 5th and 6th congressional districts are putting up a fight. Some polls now show the 5th district leaning Republican. Alma McCarty tonight spoke with the political science professor about what the outcomes could mean for Oregon. Alma?
Well, it is, of course, too soon to say for certain, especially when it comes to these congressional races, because there just aren't as many polls. Even if the 5th district does stay blue, it's noteworthy the race is so close, considering Oregon's history.
Competition in the congressional districts. That's new for Oregon politics, according to Christopher Stout, a political science professor at Oregon State University.
You have 2 congressional districts that have been rated by numerous agencies as either being toss-up or slightly leaning toward one party or the other.
Stout's talking about the newly drawn 5th district as well as the brand new 6th district.
In all of these districts, you have really interesting candidates, and there's been a lot of money spent on these campaigns. And so that's also something that's new in Oregon politics, is how much money has been flooding in.
In the hotly contested race for Oregon's 5th district, Republican Lori Chavez DeRemer faces Democrat Jamie McLeod Skinner, and some polls show her pulling ahead.
All signs suggest that Lori Chavez DeRemer has a slight advantage. The problem with a lot of congressional races is that we don't have a lot of polling. So we rely a lot on the generic ballot in national polls. And the generic ballot is asking voters, do you support a Democrat generally or a Republican? A month ago, Democrats had about a 1% advantage, and now Republicans have an advantage, and things seem to be swinging in their direction.
Chavez DeRemer's campaign released a statement in response to the latest polling, writing in part, "Lori is working hard every day to earn votes from Oregonians interested in solving our critical issues. She has been honored to receive the outpouring of support from Democrats, independents, and Republicans all across Oregon." Meanwhile, Jamie McLeod Skinner's campaign pushed back, saying if national polls were right about this race, Jamie wouldn't be the nominee. On the ground, we're hearing great enthusiasm and energy for Jamie.
If Republicans do well here, it shows that Oregon is not always a safe state and that it can be competitive in the right political environment and with the right candidates.
As for the 6th district, with Democrat Andrea Salinas running against Republican Mike Erickson, Stout explains Republicans are less favored to win here than they are in the 5th district, but different polls show conflicting results.
I think what that really shows is that it's too close to call at this point. It's really going to depend on who turns out on Election Day.
Stout also mentioned how the candidates in these races are leaning into national issues in their ads. As you've likely seen, Republicans talking crime and inflation while Democrats talk the Dobbs decision. But what makes Oregon specifically unique is the candidate focus on issues of homelessness. Laurel?
Lot to watch. It's going to be an exciting night. Thank you, Alma. And you can find complete coverage of the candidates and the issues in our voter guide on KGW.com. Just text the word election to 503-226-5088 and we'll send you the link. And remember, Election Day is this Tuesday. We'll have results from all the races as they come in throughout the night.